So, sure. Okay. So I woke up one day and I realized I was super boring. So this is me. It was 2011 and it was time for a New Year's resolution. So as the typical person I am, I was analyzing what I had accomplished that year and I realized I was super boring. I never took any risks, I was super shy, and I never had any interesting stories to tell. So I decided that as an analytical technologist, the best way to solve this was through the theory of gaming. Wait, what? Let me explain. I'm still new to gaming, but I am on level 214 of 2 dots, and I use Bound in the Footwork Guide, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. But the more I learn about it, the more I realize that game theory actually applies to a lot of what I do as a creative technologist, and what I do in everyday life. So I'm a huge nerd when it comes to goals. Whatever I need to accomplish, it has to be quantifiable. And the reason why I do this is because it's really easy to say things that are really fluffy and inspirational. Life is full of adventure. Stars can't shine bright if there's no darkness. And on and on and on and then our favorite. Nah, it's so annoying, right? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you hear all these things during TED Talks, you hear all these things during company rah-rah meetings or graduation speeches, and you leave the talk thinking, yeah, I'm gonna be awesome, I'm gonna do all these crazy things, everything's gonna change, and 1 week later, you're doing the exact same thing. But if you break it down into tiny goals that can be accomplished every single day, then you develop these habits from the ground up. And by setting quantifiable goals and logging, then it's kind of like achieving certain levels and seeing your progress. Gaming, right? So I started to ask myself these questions, and I was trying to figure out how to solve this problem. How do I become more interesting? How do I become a risk taker? Well, these things seem so subjective and abstract, but if you really think about it, these things are identifiable. Risk takers take more risks. Interesting stories come from risks. Okay, so that means that more risks equals more stories. Okay, so I need to increase both of these things in my life. So then I stumbled upon Eleanor Roosevelt's quote, do one thing every day that scares you. So I gave myself a year-long project. I did one thing that scared me every single day for a year. It's really amazing what you can accomplish by taking something that's abstract and breaking it down to a set of rules. You can't run away from it. There's no getting around it. I had to hold myself accountable. So I moved to a different state. I sang in front of 200 people. I learned how to code. I went on a blind date. I talked to strangers, and I danced alone in a subway station. Building this habit slowly by doing just one thing a day, I did exactly what I wanted. I became a risk taker. But by doing these quantifiable goals, I actually uncovered a lot of unquantifiable changes. I started from waking up in fear of what I had to do that day to waking up excited about what fear I would tackle. And I became extroverted, I became optimistic, and I became more confident. So at this point you might be saying, okay Natalie, you can do anything you want, sure. But what I want, it all takes luck. It's like finding the right person or getting the right job. It's all about being in the right place at the right time, right? Well, if you think about it, luck is all about probability. And it's easy to bend luck to your advantage. Gautam Randarai, a data-loving strategist at Google, wrote this really interesting article about the non-zero, or engineering your serendipity. What we talk about when we talk about luck is essentially codified probabilities. Privilege is inherited probability. Advantages. In parallel, willpower is emotionally codified probability. Each time you decide to get off the couch to go for a run, you're boosting your cumulative probability of making running a habit, and hence leading to a healthy lifestyle. So, want to lose weight? Sit on the couch, 0%, or get up and run, non-zero. Do you hate your job? You can complain about your job, 0%, or do at least one application a day, non-zero. So for 2015, I wanted new experiences. So I'm learning one new skill a week, non-zero. But this game never ends. Even though that year is over, I'm still taking risks. So today, I spoke in front of all of you guys at Glitch City. I think that's a +1 for me. So if you have something you'd like to teach me, because my new skill a week, or if you just want to share what you're working on, shoot me a message. I'm excited to see how you engineer your serendipity.